look, man, it wasn't pretty at times. The fourth quarter got a little sloppy. But you know what? Good teams win. Great teams cover, as they say in Vegas. But the Niners right now alone in first place in the NFC West. And all is right in the world, Chasky. All is right.
That was a fun game. I know that it's not one of the sexier matchups out there, but that was hard-hitting. Was that Fred Warner's best football game ever? I mean, he was unreal in the second half. And obviously, Brandon Aiyuk was unbelievable in this game. Everyone's going to look at the 76-yard touchdown, but there was another play on third down that he made where he created separation, caught the ball in a tight window, kept going. Purdy was awesome. I love the boot action from Kyle Shanahan all game. A couple of small things to clean up, but otherwise, check, 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 check. Win by any means necessary. Be ready for the NFC West matchup on Thanksgiving Day. You got Philly coming up tonight. I mean, I'm feeling so good about that win.
Niners are 7-3 now, 4-1 at home. Look, there's a lot to like there. It all starts with the quarterback, though. It all starts. And we were concerned. I know I was after the 3 games. I wanted to see how he's going to bounce back for the 3-game losing streak. 5 turnovers in 5 quarters. And, you know, some noise. Not a lot of noise, because I never wanted to see Sam Darnold step on the football field. I was praying that it never came down to that. But Purdy showed that when he has all his weapons at his side, whether it's Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Aiyuk, and George Kittle, who, by the way, quietly didn't get any headlines yesterday for 8 catches and 89 yards, and all of a sudden he's on a heater. We'll touch on his last 4 games. Purdy showed that he is the right guy for this job. He showed that for this season. And I don't even care about next year, because it's all about the now. It's all about getting to Las Vegas to play for a Super Bowl here. Brock Purdy orchestrated it. Early on, I thought Kyle Shanahan was very pass-heavy. It's like, whoa, first 2 drives, he's throwing the ball all over the yard here to try to loosen up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Once they got going, they could not be stopped there. In the fourth quarter, of course, they didn't score. They could have got the 30-burger if they wanted to. They kind of shut it down there in the fourth quarter, but 21-25, 333, 3 touchdowns. Got sacked 4 times, got sacked on a couple third down plays. But overall, Brock Purdy was masterful. The whole Deke and Doug conversation, the system quarterback conversation. Look, Tom Brady is arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. I watched him check it down to his running backs all day long. Joe Montana. And I'm not saying that Brock Purdy's one of those guys. But all those guys dink and dunk. The whole dink and dunk conversation is overused. Look at Russell Wilson yesterday on the game-winning drive. Checking it down, checking it down, checking it down, checking it down. You're getting 8 yards, you're getting 10 yards. That's football, folks. You're not going to hit 30-yard passes all game long. You're not going to hit 40-yard passes all day long. So what Brock Purdy is doing within this offense, it was masterful yesterday. I thought the best game of the season he had was against Arizona. No, knock that out the window. This game yesterday was unbelievable for Brock Purdy.
You know, you've talked a lot about, does the coach trust the quarterback, and, what kind of call does he design for a, backed up in your own end zone type of a play? CMC gets stuffed on a 1-yard run. They're like, I don't know, at the 2nd or the 2 or the 3-yard line. And then he runs this little boot action, little play action for George Kittle. And the footwork from Purdy is unbelievable. I actually thought one of his best plays of the game. They're up 2 touchdowns. It's like less than 3 minutes to go. He does a boot play, slides after getting the first down inbounds. And then on the subsequent play, CMC and Kittle go out of bounds. And you're like, guys, you have to have awareness. And this is why Purdy is such a smart player. Sliding inbounds, understanding the situation, understanding I got the first down, slide inbounds. Let's keep the clock ticking and keep it rolling. And the other part be that you're talking about bombs and stuff like that. Like, we can talk about arm strength till we're blue in the face. Do you recognize the matchup to hit? Do you see? I got Brandon Aiyuk one-on-one in man coverage after they, do a little man in motion. That's the guy to attack. You talked about Brady, Montana. Their brains. That's what separates them. They're processing in their brains. How many times do we say, Jimmy, when it's one-on-one, throw the ball up to somebody. Allow your playmakers to make plays. That throw he made to Brandon Aiyuk on the sideline, Purdy's time, it was a beautifully thrown ball, but it was the recognition that it's man coverage. I loved everything about it.
And the rapport he has with Brandon Aiyuk is undeniable. 5 catches, 156 yards. Aiyuk is a special player. I don't get the rhetoric, the discourse, whatever you want to call it, about Brandon Aiyuk. He needs to be a 49er for a very long time, but that's something we'll get to a little bit later.
Totally agree.
The Niners, they've won their 9 of their last 10 home games against Tampa Bay. I didn't think this game was going to be close. The score was kind of deceiving here. Now, Tampa played hard. Defensively, they did play hard. Baker Mayfield played hard. Mike Evans is a problem. And we have some injury news here. Some worries at the strong safety spot. Talanoa Hufanga, who was an all-pro last year, whose instincts is undeniable. The way he blitzes, the way he plays a run, the way he plays around the line of scrimmage. He's probably going to be out for the year with what is feared to be a torn ACL as his knee buckled while he was trying to tackle Richard there out of the backfield. Tough break for Talanoa Hufanga. Tough break. And these are some big shoes to fill for Jair Brown, the rookie out of Penn State. And right away, Tampa Bay was like, 27? Let's go pick on him. And they completed a big pass on him. Now, he did come up with an interception, came up with some pass deflections, but he will be targeted the rest of the way from the strong safety spot. So, Jair Brown, next man up, it's your time, rookie. It's your time to shine.
And we could talk a lot about what Hufanga has done this year. Up and down. He missed some tackles, and as some people say, he gets exposed in the pass game. It's like you're not going to be perfect playing safety at all times. I think he's a very good player. My heart goes out to him because he does play hard. I mean, he plays really hard. And Jair Brown's going to have to be baptized by fire. I mean, you saw they tried to get Mike Evans on him after the seam route play that you referenced, where they hit him on the big gain, and he did a great job recovering on that play. And then on the subsequent drive after that, he breaks up a pass that was intended for the tight end, 87. Does a really good job there. And then on the very next play, tip drill, boom, interception. So they're going to keep throwing at him. I mean, he's going to have to step up. I like what I've seen so far. I like what I've seen.
Bad.
But it's big shoes to fill. Hufanga, even if you're the biggest Hufanga skeptic, he's been very good for the 49ers.
The instincts around the line of scrimmage, you can't teach that in football. You can't teach instincts to get around the line of scrimmage. You can't teach instincts to play to run. That's something that I'm very curious to see with Jair Brown. How does he play around the line of scrimmage? Will Steve Wilkes blitz him at times? Will he play him in the box? Will he play him as a deep safety? I thought Jashad Gibson yesterday was good. He's had a very solid season.
He did.
Whenever I don't hear the free safety's name, that's a good thing. Nothing's getting past him. But Jair Brown will be on the clock. But you know what? There was a lot of good yesterday with George Kittle, Brandon Aiyuk. You mentioned Fred Warner having a monster day.
Fred Warner was
the pass rushers getting there with Chase Young and Nick Bosa. They were getting in the backfield left and right. Armstead's up the middle, pushing the pocket. But it all starts with the quarterback. If Purdy is this accurate, and Purdy is orchestrating things, and you got Christian McCaffrey doing what he's doing out in the backfield, whether he's catching passes or running the football here. We saw a little dose of Eli Mitchell there for a drive. He got the 4 carries there, and then we didn't see him the rest of the day. But Brock Purdy, it starts with him. And I was wondering, how will he bounce back from the 3-game losing streak? How will he bounce back from the turnover bug that all of a sudden he got without Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams? Well, the turnover bug is gone now. He's cured it. You know what I'm saying? He's got his vaccine. And his vaccine was 21-25 yesterday with a perfect passer rating. Now, I don't get caught up in passer ratings. I just watched the game.
Yeah.
And watching the game yesterday, as you mentioned, the right reads. Aiyuk one-on-one with the quarterback. Take advantage of that. Aiyuk's a special player.
He's unbelievable.
And Brock Purdy took advantage of it. So, you know what? As we head to Seattle, a place where Brock Purdy helped you win a division title without Deebo Samuel, I feel really good about where the 49ers are at heading into December and Thanksgiving.
He had a couple of just beautiful throws to George Kittle as like 3rd and 4th reads. He's looking downfield, boom. He just looks like he's played the position forever. I mean, the guy looks so seasoned. He's so calm. I love the play where he scrambled, climbed up in the pocket, and then lobbed it over to Deebo Samuel as he waited for him to break free from the window. Boom, 30-yard gain for Deebo Samuel. They had a beautiful little 4-wide receiver set late in the game to get George Kittle a touchdown, and he just threw a perfectly layered ball. How about some of the play designs in the red zone from Kyle Shanahan? Trips on the left, and then you have CMC coming across the formation. No linebackers staying with him. I thought that Kyle Shanahan was amazing in this game in terms of getting playmakers open, wide open, in space. He did a really, really, really good job, and Ronnie Bell got some run late in that game. So checking a lot of different boxes. Elijah Mitchell had a couple of really nice runs. 8-yard run, like a 15-yard run. He looked good.
Yeah, he didn't look bad. Brock Purdy completed 21-25, 333, 3 touchdowns. His passer rating got 25 attempts. The perfect passer rating makes him the first quarterback to reach that mark, minimum of 20 pass attempts, with the passer rating of 158.3. Purdy joins Lamar Jackson and Jared Goff as the only quarterbacks under the age of 24 in NFL history to attain a passer rating of 158.3. Again, he was really, really good. I don't need a passer rating to tell me how good he was yesterday. He also became the first 49ers quarterback to post a passer rating of 140 or higher in consecutive games since Alex Smith did it back in 2012. Of course, Alex Smith did it in 2012, and then got his job taken due to a concussion. So I don't think Brock Purdy's in danger of losing his job right now.
And I think he's done a really good job protecting himself, especially these last couple of games. And he's done a great job evading the rush. I mean, there was a couple of scrambles. One of them, I guess it was a sack, but it looked like to me he was running and evaded an 8 or 9 yard loss and turned it into a 1 yard loss as opposed to some big negative play. There was a big sack where Feliciano got hooked late in the game. Yeah. I don't think it was Purdy's fault at all. There was nowhere to go with the ball. So no. I think Purdy's decision-making has been excellent. One throw early in the game was like a little behind Debo. Everything else on point, to the right guy, not in harm's way. I mean, he's been excellent.
Yep. 888-957-9570. Roasters, you know what time it is on a Monday. You know what time it is on a Monday here on the Roast. A Monster Monday brought to you by First 5 California. To learn 4 things you can do to overcome toxic stress, go to first5california.com. Also, good morning to YouTube and Twitch, brought to you by First NorCal Credit Union. Look, 888-957-9570. Where are you feeling? How are you feeling with the 49ers right now at 7-3 and alone in first place in the NFC West after Seattle, they got caught slipping. They got caught sleeping down in L.A., looking ahead to the 49ers.
They're banged up.
And they're banged up with the running backs. Kenneth Walker III, oblique injury. I was watching that game live. I had the YouTube TV up. I invested in the YouTube Red Zone.
Yeah.
And, boy, I got to tell you, man, that's a game changer.
It's deadly, isn't it?
That is a game changer. You brought up Deebo Samuel. He hauled in 3 catches for 63 yards. He now has 250 catches in his career. Fewest amount of games by a wide receiver 49ers franchise history to reach 250 receptions. Michael Crabtree's number 1.
Huh.
Caught 260 balls in 57 games.
I wouldn't have expected that. Wow.
No.
Okay.
Jerry Rice, number 2.
Okay.
256 catches in 57 games.
We all remember how slow he started his rookie year. Keep going.
Deebo Samuel now tied with Dwight Clark.
Wow.
59 games to get 250 yards or 250 catches. So Deebo Samuel.
That's cool.
You see the impact that he has in the pass game and run game, just his gravity. We talk about Steph Curry, the gravity, and maybe we'll get to some Warriors stuff after they blew an 18-point lead and lost their 6th straight. Oh, boy, they need to win.
Brother.
Oh, no, man.
Don't. I'm in too good of a mood. It's Thanksgiving week. Niners are rolling. They're right where they need to be. I know they had the 3-game slide, but you look up, and it's like, let's go Chiefs. Let's go Chiefs tonight.
That 22-6 run by the Thunder at the end of the third quarter, just live ball turnovers, Jonathan Kuminga,
SGA
Steph Curry.
Looking like,
oh my gosh.
Looking like Kobe and Shaq out there.
No, they're legit. They're legit.
SGA looks incredible. But I'm looking at Seattle. Geno Smith, their quarterback's injured. He's got the elbow something or other. I don't know, forearm, elbow. We called it like a bruise or something like that. And then Kenneth Walker, the second,
injury.
the oblique. That's a big injury because the way Pete Carroll came to the point, he said it's a severe oblique injury. That's not good for them.
Well, that backup running back, that rookie out of UCLA is
nice.
Pretty damn good. So I don't think there's going to be much drop off there. And they'll be ready to go. But Seattle, man, caught slipping. A lot of people thought, man, will the Niners be looking ahead to the 3-game stretch? They're too experienced to do that. They've been in this situation before. They know what time it is. And they got their humble pie already. They started reading their press clippings after the Dallas Cowboys game, and they got to Cleveland, they got humbled. Then they got humbled on Monday Night Football. Then they just got smoked by the Cincinnati Bengals. This team knows what time it is, so they're not going to look ahead to anything.
Yep.
They won't look ahead to Philadelphia. They know what this is. Thursday gets you closer to hat and T-shirts in the NFC West. Thursday gets you closer to the number 2 seed as Detroit looked very vulnerable yesterday, although, my old adage, division games are different.
You've been saying that.
Division games are different. So Chicago, they were getting 7.5 yesterday. I really love the Bears yesterday with the spread. But no, seriously.
I love that.
No, they were getting 7.5. They should have won the damn football game. But the Niners, they're in a good spot right now, and they came out healthy for the most part without Hufanga, of course. So, look, Chase Young, he's looking good in that 92 red. Eric Armstead with a big day. Overall, a solid win. It gets, you know what? Tampa Bay's 4-6. They have a lot of talent on that football team.
That's what I'm saying.
And they were desperate yesterday. And you know what? They kept battling and battling. Baker did fight. We got some boasts to sound about Baker Mayfield in a little bit here. But look, man, the Niners did their thing yesterday. They did their thing. They protected home field, and you kept pace with the big dogs in the NFC. That's what's important right now.
Well, and I know that Purdy deserves so much praise, and I'm seeing rhetoric that he should be in the MVP voting. Sure, I'm here for it. Like, obviously, we want to win the Super Bowl and all the other individual accolades, Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Like, those things are great. We want to win the big one, right? I thought the defense yesterday played outstanding. Trey Greenlaw had some hits yesterday that were unbelievable, but Fred Warner was awesome. They had 10 possessions, the Buccaneers. They took one knee, so let's wipe that away. 9 possessions. The Niners caused 2 turnovers on downs, and 3 punts. I feel like this defense is back.
Well, yeah, the defense is playing well. Now, I didn't like their third down defense at times. I thought there was some slippage there. Tampa Bay ended up going 50%. On third down, they were 7-14. For the most part of that game, they were like 6-9 on third down. So they got to figure out a way to get off the football field on third downs. The 49ers here. But look, overall, they haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 37 straight games. Now, Tampa Bay, you saw the rankings during the game. Their run game has been non-existent for a decade.
And White's not bad.
But yeah, he's not bad, but they still don't run the ball.
Agreed.
They don't. They can't run the ball. They can't sustain the run game. So, and then how about this? This is a great stat here. Passes deflected. Niners defense registered 11 of those bad boys.
Yeah.
I thought Fred Warner almost got a couple picks on a couple. Jair Brown got a couple one. Greenlaw almost had a pick, should have had a pick. He dropped one.
How about Gibson in the end zone?
Travarius Ward.
Yes,
so
Ward.
Overall, as a unit, I thought they played very good pass defense against a very good unit in the wide receiver room. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin is really good. They had that little quick speedster, number 10, who nobody had on the scouting report, Trey Palmer.
Yeah.
Trey Palmer could play, man.
He made a really nice contested catch near the sideline. B, I think we got to give these Niners credit. The personnel adjustment that they made, and you got to give them. Putting Deommodore Lenoir in the slot feels like it's changed their back end of their defense. Obviously, I know there's more sophistication that goes into it. He made a couple of really nice plays in the run game. He stays with people. Ambry Thomas hasn't been horrible. I think he's been really good. And Charvarius Ward, although he had the one penalty yesterday, he was good. I thought he was really good. And so that's why the Hufanga injury, it's wait and see. I feel like Brown can make some plays, but he's a rookie. It's a tall task. Gibson and Hufanga, for as much as people want to criticize the back end of the defense, they've been very solid. They limit the explosive plays.